Go ahead and open your first step book that looks like this. We're going to turn to page 5. So here's page 5. And right now we are going to be looking at number 6, letter A. You can see where I circled it. Number 6, letter A. So here's number 6, letter A. We're going to be specifically looking at this line. It says time and how many pulses in each measure. So by the end of this video is what I'm going to have you do is to play these measures working specifically on time. So we're going to be looking at how many pulses in each note and attempting to play them evenly and consistently through this entire line. Before we go on, let's remind ourselves briefly about the different lengths and different types of notes that we already know. So we have learned about one pulse notes, and they look like this. And we sing them as ta, a single ta. We have also learned two pulse notes, and they look like this. And we sing them like ta. We have also learned three pulse notes, which looks like that, and we sing that ta. And we have also learned four pulse notes which looks like this, and we sing that like ta. So now let's talk about this question that's asking how many pulses in each measure. So first of all, what is a measure? And we learned long ago, back at the beginning of preliminary lessons, that there is an accented pulse that we hear repeatedly and steadily throughout a piece of music. And this accented measure divides the music almost like you would see fence posts in a fence. And in music, we call these divisions between accented pulses bar lines. So you can see one right by the arrow, you can see another bar line here, and you can see another bar line here. So these bar lines are measuring out our music. So the distance from one bar line to another bar line is a measure. And if you take a look as we progress, you will see that measures always have the same number of pulses in a piece of music. So now let's determine how many pulses in each measure. Well, let's take a look at the first measure. And here's the first note. And what we learned at the last slide, or what we reminded ourselves of, this first note has 2 pulses. And the second note also has 2 pulses. So if we put 2 and 2 together, we would conclude that the first measure has 4 pulses. So let's do that one more time. Let's look at the second measure. Here's a 1 pulse note and a 1 pulse note and a 2 pulse note. So if we think about the total number of pulses between those 3 notes, we would once again conclude that there are 4 pulses in this measure as well. And you can continue counting the pulses in each measure here, and hopefully you'll find that there are 4 pulses in each measure. Before we attempt to play this line of notes, I am going to start a metronome on here at the rate of 60, so 1 click per second, the rate of 60. And I want you to first sing through these notes with your tas before we try to play them. So here I will sing the first 2 measures to ensure you understand what I'm asking. And then I'm going to start a metronome and you sing the entire line. So you heard me sing the first two measures. Now I'm going to start the metronome and you try to sing the entire line of notes. So now I'd like you to take your book to the piano. You can choose any note on the piano and use any finger that you choose, and try to play this line of notes as consistently and steadily as possible. I would encourage you, if you have a metronome, to use a metronome around the rate of 60. Once you can play it consistently at a rate of 60, then maybe try playing it at a faster or a slower rate. I set my metronome to 60 and played this line of notes. Is this what it sounded like when you played it?